In sports, the scoreboard doesn't tell the full story, but Netflix does. Stories about dads who happen to be world-class quarterbacks and a battle for the heart, soul, and direction of the multi-billion-dollar business of F1. Whether you're a diehard fan or you're brand new, Netflix has the stories for every type of fan. You can watch these incredible sports stories like Quarterback, F1 Drive to Survive, Untold, and many more now on Netflix.
Apple Card is the credit card created by Apple. You earn 3% daily cash back up front when you use it to buy a new iPhone 15, AirPods, or any products at Apple. And you can automatically grow your daily cash at 4.15% annual percentage yield when you open a high-yield savings account. Apply for Apple Card in the Wallet app on iPhone. Apple Card subject to credit approval. Savings is available to Apple Card owners subject to eligibility. Savings accounts by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC. Terms apply.
The following is a snippet of an exclusive members-only podcast episode for our Patreon, Chronicles Tifosi. Become a member at patreon.com/Serie A Chronicles for regular bonus episodes and content.
What I mean by believing in your present is that you're believing you get far in this competition. For Italians especially, the Champions League is their best avenue to make money. And one of the reasons why Allegri was so loved biennially was because Conte wanted a lot of money spent, but he wasn't making it back. He was winning Serie A. He created a really good side. They were mentally tough, but they were not doing enough in Europe to bring in the money. Allegri came in and took them to the Champions League final. That year, they made over 100 million, which then allowed them to afford all the things that they bought in afterwards, the upgrades, the improvements to the team. He took them there again, another 100 million. The year afterwards, even though they fell to Bayern Munich, that game had brought so much press to them. So he was very good in trying to build the team and bring money into Europe. So they believed that he would do the same this season and gave him the players because they thought, right, we just need to get a little bit further, maybe quarterfinals. You never know, semis. You know, we do have Di Maria, we do have Vlahovic. And then we at least have money. To be knocked out of the Champions League with a coach who's on high wages, it's a diabolical financial situation for them at this moment in time because they don't have the sponsorship deals or the commercial revenue that the likes of Bayern Munich and PSG can boast, let alone the Premier League. So it's a very big problem that they have right now. They've already made over 50 million, but this also affects historical ranking because for 5 years, well, no, not for 5 years, but for a few years now, they've been absolutely terrible in the Champions League. And that's going to affect the money, the payments that they will get in the future as well. So it's a poor situation. The only note to, I guess, that might give you a little bit of possibility is that Samuel Elling Jr. is a wonderful player. Miretti perhaps should be starting in these matches. And even though Sule missed a good chance, there's so much fight in these kids. Milik should have started. The game plan didn't work, and then it was too late to adjust it because Juventus just kept falling over and over again. I think it's time to let go of some veterans, and that includes the likes of Cuadrado. I mean, I've been banging this drum for about 4 years now. And if you're not getting anything out of these guys, then you have to just trust the kids, right? Serie A is still salvageable. They will stick with Allegri until the summer. And then it'll be interesting to see what they do then. Because I think then and only then will they decide where they are financially, what they can and can't afford to do. And then that should then give them the layout. If they cannot spend money on the transfer market, then they can't bring somebody like Thomas Tuchel, unless he's willing to accept the job with the team that he has. So they have to figure out where they are financially, which way they're going to go, and actually start to think about these things and build for the future. They keep talking about projects, but this project has changed every year. So either build one properly or honestly leave your seat and give it to somebody who actually understands how to run a club.
Juventus 3, Zagabria. Dire qualche cosa all'arbitro, la partita è finita, la Juventus è fuori dalla Champions League, ancora alte nel cielo le sciarpe rosse dei tifosi del Benfica come i cori e i telefonini.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Getting caught in the wrong shoes can interrupt your plans for the day.
like when that 10% chance of rain ends up looking more like 100%. When the transition to fall and winter feels more like experiencing every season on the same day, there's the Allbirds Mizzle collection. These shoes were made for misty morning walks, surprise snow days, and anything a trip to the dog park might bring. The whole collection brings together water-repellent technology and classic style, so you can stay warm, dry, and comfy during your everyday adventures. Cross off errands with the splash protection on the Wool Runner Mizzle. Dash through cold and wet weather with all-condition traction and reflective details on the Wool Dasher Mizzle. Or upgrade to next-level protection with the Mudguard on the Wool Runner-Up Mizzle Plus. Go to allbirds.com and use code FRESHSOCKS for a free pair of socks with your purchase. ALLBIRDS.com, code FRESHSOCKS.